Hello and welcome to SEO Slide. So here is the website I am auditing, doing a mini audit right now. The site is in French. Unfortunately, I don't know French, so I needed to auto-translate it into English. So some of the descriptions, titles may not really make a lot of sense, but for the purposes of the audit, I think they are okay. So here's the homepage. One thing I immediately liked about the homepage is that it has a lot of content, a lot of text, which is kind of rare. Usually now the homepages of many sites simply have a feed of the latest articles or products, and that's basically everything. Here we have a lot of unique content, which is very nice. And one thing that I would like to change here is maybe I would remove those duplicated links to the same URL. For instance, here we have this read the article. I guess this is something saying read more. So I would remove those. We don't need them. I would simply leave this as a text link and this as an image link. So this should be an image link that has an alt text, and this is simply a text link. One thing I also noticed about those tiles, let's call them like that, is that they are implemented in the form of H3 tags, which is not necessarily the best solution. They should be simply styled with the use of CSS. They shouldn't be headings, in my opinion. So headings should be used to kind of divide the main sections of the site. So this can be the heading, and it is probably a heading. Let's see the headings. I'm using Web Developer tool. Let's see, go to information and view document outline. Yeah, so this is the H1 heading, which is okay. And as you can see, all those titles are headings, H3 headings. So I don't really kind of like that. And those follow us, privacy overview, not really. I wouldn't like them to be headings as well. Okay, let's now see the alt text, whether it is as it should be. So again, web developer, display, images, displayed, alt attributes. Let's see. So I can see that logo has an alt attribute. This banner has, here we have it. I guess this is for this small image of the author. Okay, so I would make sure that all of those texts really have an alt text. Okay, now I need to translate it back to English because I don't know what the page is about. Okay. I have also taken a look at page speed insights, and it is quite okay, even though core web vitals aren't passed. So maybe the largest contentful paint for the lab data is a little bit too high. So something to maybe work on. Let me check. I see this problem and I assume the site is using Elementor, because this is a very common issue of the sites using Elementor. Elementor has recently published a series of videos when they show how to create specific elements within a site, within a page, so that the DOM does not become so large, and those tips they shared really work. So I suggest taking a look at that. Let's see the largest contentful paint. So in this case, it is simply the block of text. Okay. Desktop, for desktop it is very nice. So yeah, the speed is acceptable, even though core web vitals aren't passed. This is not tragic. There isn't a lot to be improved, to be honest. Okay, let's switch back to the site. And let's visit some example category page. I need to I need to refresh the page. Okay, here's the category. One thing I don't really like here is that it is showing those recent comments. I'm not really sure if this is necessary. It is creating a ton of links. I wouldn't really add that unless this is very necessary. Here, some kind of maybe aesthetics. They are kind of crowded. There's little space. So this is kind of more of a UX thing, not an SEO thing. Okay, let me now scroll down. Here, I think the problem is a little bit with readability of this section. I cannot really say what's written here because this background image is kind of, I think it should be one color, just one plain color instead of an image and with a white text on it. And one thing, let me check. So let's say contact us. And here again, I'm not really sure if we need this. This is, I assume, a sidebar. I'm not really sure if we need that on a contact page. Again, those comments, recent articles linked from everywhere, and those gigantic photos. This is kind of, I don't think we need that. Let's see a specific page, a page with a specific, as a target page. Let's say this. So we have breadcrumbs. That's okay. I'm not sure if we really need this sharing. I know it probably increases the chances of the site being shared, but I usually recommend not putting those things on a site because they usually slow down the site a lot. And if a person really wants to share the site, they will simply copy the link and paste it on their profile on Twitter or Facebook. So unless you have some good data to kind of support that you really need that, I would get rid of that. Here I'm scrolling and this is showing again. This is a bit irritating, at least for me. And I don't think those sharing buttons work just like they used to work some time ago. Here something is happening, as you can see. I think those articles, those titles shouldn't look like this. So something to check. Here we have the author bio, which is great. Let's see the author page. And again, we have the author page, and again we have those comments, those recent articles. I'm not really sure if we really need that. Okay, let me go somewhere else. So here, yeah, the situation is kind of similar. I see the site has a lot of categories. I'm not really sure if this is the way it should be. Okay, so let's now quickly switch back to Screaming Frog and see what's in Screaming Frog. So I crawled the site. It has over 400 HTML pages. So that's it. Let's see images. Let me go. No Flash. I don't think a lot of sites use Flash in 2021. Okay, security. There is no mixed content, no HTTP URLs, which is okay. Let's see. So success. So as we can see, there are more than 2,500 pages returning success. Let's see what these pages, what types of pages are these. So I can see paginated pages, some author pages. Okay, so definitely something I will want to dive deeper in a second. Let's see redirections. Okay, so this kind of seems okay. These are probably the redirections that have been implemented or on purpose, so okay. Just one client error. Let me check if the site actually handles 404 pages correctly, because I have a feeling that maybe it does not. Let's see. Okay, let me open a page and let's type something and see what happens. Okay, everything is okay. There is a 404 status, so it's okay. Okay, URLs. So there are those. Okay, so French characters are in those, I guess, images. So usually it is better to avoid so those special characters, because sometimes they may cause problems. But okay, they are here. We will not probably be changing them. Underscores. Okay, so underscores are generally not advised in URLs. Here I can see that they are for author pages only, so kind of acceptable. Page titles. I don't think there is anything worrying. Meta descriptions. So there are duplicates. So this is something to be maybe checked, whether those pages really should have the same meta description. This is not a critical problem, but something to check. Okay, H1, so all of the pages have an H1 tag, which is okay. There is some duplication. I don't think this is something really important. Multiple H1 tags, again, those pages only, so we can ignore that. Content, so no duplicates, no near duplicates, one low content page. Okay, so this is no indexed. So those pages do not have alt text, so something to be checked. But from what I see, these are the images of probably some of those people commenting, so that's okay. Canonicals, from what I see, they are self-referencing in most cases. So this is WordPress, so this is kind of expected unless you change it manually. Canonicalized. Okay, this is okay. Pagination. So there is pagination. Okay, directives, so no index. So the author pages are set to no index. Let me check. So this one is follow and no index. Okay. Okay, so it looks okay. Sitemaps are probably have the xrobots tag no index, which is okay as well. hreflang tag does not apply for this site. Okay, let me check crawl analysis. Let's do a quick crawl analysis. So here, after doing the crawl analysis, I can get the information about the sitemaps. So these are the URLs submitted in sitemaps. These URLs haven't been submitted in sitemaps, but from what I see, it is okay, because these are paginated pages, author pages. So it's okay, but so these authors I see are indexable and the other ones weren't. So this is something to check, whether this is done on purpose, whether we really want this author to be indexed or not. Because now I see it is it is indexable. Okay, non-indexable URLs in sitemaps. So this is okay. This is minor. Okay, so I think that's all regarding Screaming Frog. So I would check those author pages as well. I see that those links to social media are all no followed, which is okay. I'm sorry, but I'm using ad blocker, and I suppose that from what I see here, the number of ads blocked, I suppose this site is not very user friendly in terms of ads. Let's see. Let's turn ad blocker off and refresh, and let's see the number of ads. I think the ads didn't really get a chance to display here. Okay, so here's an ad. I don't really like that. Here is the table of contents, and this ad is so close to it that it is very easy to click on it accidentally. So I'm not sure if it is in line with AdSense, Google AdSense guidelines, regulations. Okay. It's not that bad. I thought it would be worse regarding ads. So here again, I'm seeing SEMrush ad. So this ad is very relevant to me. Okay, let's go here, FAQ. One thing I may want to check as well is the actual number of pages that are indexed. So I already did that, so I can see that there are 488 results indexed, which is, I think, okay, because in Sidebulb I had more than 400 HTML pages. Probably this is okay. Maybe a little bit. Probably okay. Though there are those paginated pages. Okay. And those paginated pages are indexable, but this is okay. They can be canonicalized to the first page, which would be kind of an ideal situation. Let's open this paginated page in Chrome, and let's see its canonical tag. Okay, so its canonical tag is to the page 4. That's weird. I would prefer it to be to the page without pagination. So let's go to page 4. And let's see what's the canonical tag here. It's to page 3, so I don't think this is an ideal solution. So in the case of all those paginated pages that are here from different, I guess, categories, and yeah, different categories. So I would make sure that they are paginated to the page without the pagination. So the first page. So this page should have a canonical tag pointing to this. Yeah, that would be an ideal situation, in my opinion. Let me see what about the site structure? So the site structure is quite okay. Most of the pages are on the second level, which is great. The site is relatively fast. So yeah, some of those minor things. One thing that I noticed, I was also analyzing the site in Ahrefs, Okay, let's check it. Okay, so I see that the site's traffic is growing since January 2019. There is a small drop here, but generally it has some visibility for some keywords. I am not a huge video game player, so I cannot really say much about those keywords. But one thing I usually do is I sort those keywords by volume, for instance, and then look for some pages that rank, for instance, on the position up to 20 from, let's say, 7. So the end of the first page, the beginning of the second page. And then I may look for some quick wins. So for instance, this one. Again, I cannot really tell you, I cannot really say whether those are good keywords to target, but maybe some of them can be, some of those pages can be transformed into in-depth guides, and then they would stand the chance of ranking for those high volume keywords. Because what I see, many of those pages, there are a lot of pages, but they do not have a lot of content. They are relatively short. Maybe not this one. This one is a bit. This one is longer because this is an info page. But let's go to some. Okay, here. Let's say this page. Please open. Okay. And many of those are so short, and from what I know, such short pages usually do not rank very well. It is not that the word count is a very huge ranking factor, but usually some content that has some depth, content needs to have some depth, some deep knowledge, let's say, to rank, to be able to rank. That's why I would kind of analyze those that are already ranking and think about extending them. So for instance, this one, it is on the second page. Let's see this page. Okay, so this is the page. So yeah, it has some content. It has some images, so maybe making it a little bit more in depth, longer, adding more images, maybe adding a video would help this page get to the first page of Google. Let's see what was this page. So for example, let's see this page. This was the page. Let's see what's in SERPs right now for this page. So this is kind of one of the tasks you want to do to determine whether the site has a chances of ranking for that keyword. So in this case, yeah, I can see that this is a very easy keyword. As you can see, there are pages that have Ahrefs ranks in millions, and these pages are usually quite easy to overtake. And their DR is 15, so kind of I think this one and this one probably should be easy to overtake, and this one. And the number of backlinks they have, as you can see, is minimal. So there are a lot of such quick wins, and once those quick wins are kind of taken care of, especially as you can see, these keywords have a high volume and are relatively easy, then the site I think can really win a lot of organic traffic, free organic traffic. So summing up, I would focus on maybe working on those small design elements, so that readability here, making sure that those links, some of those links look okay, Here, for instance, those are, why are they so small? So I would kind of take a lot of care about how this site looks, because this is user experience. In the case of those category pages, again, this I would maybe make it look a little bit cleaner. I'm not sure if we need those comments here. I would improve the internal linking by removing those. Read the article. Google is probably kind of similar with those types of links, but I always like to make things as perfect as possible, so I would remove that. Maybe if there are some pages that are especially important, some in-depth guides, maybe like the one we were just talking about, maybe they can be linked from the homepage instead of some, because I assume these are the feeds from specific categories, so maybe the homepage should be the place to only link to the best pages with the highest potential, the pages that we want to elevate in Google, the ones that stand the chance of winning organic traffic here. This is just an idea. I would take care of the author pages so that they are all not indexable, because I saw that some of them were indexable, some weren't. And I think that's all for this mini SEO audit. If I had more time to dig in, I would probably find other things as well. So, but that's it. I hope it helps. So see you in the next mini SEO video audit guide. Bye.